stuffed and boned and rolled shoulder of lamb. Is a shoulder of lamb. Now we need to bone that out. Now in order to do that, I've prepared one alias just so I can demonstrate to you which way the bone goes. So if you look at both of them, you can see they're both off the same lamb, but they're in different directions. But the bone basically goes that way. So we followed it down there, and we followed it. We took all the meat away without cutting the meat off, and we've ended up, this is the shoulder of lamb. You can see how it works, and what we've done is we've gone underneath and we've lifted the meat off. You will need some training in order to do this, and if you can't do it yourself, ask your butcher and he'll do it for you. And he'll even demonstrate it for you on how to do it. So we end up with the shoulder looking like that. Now that's not good enough, so what we do is we square that up. We don't really want that meat, it's a bit tougher. We take that, that's a little bit tougher. That can be diced up, that's being diced up. That can, you can have that for a tagine or a stew, a curry, whatever you want. So we've got the shoulder, it's boned out, you can see the cavity there. If you want to come in a bit closer, Carly, you can see that you've got the cavity there. Try and avoid that if you can, but it can happen if you've got a nice lean one like this. And you take your lamb and rosemary, you can either use a lamb and rosemary sausage, we've got a lamb merguez here as well, if you like it spicy you can use them. You take the skin off the sausage and you end up with this. This is your sausage meat. So basically you want to lay that flat in there, in the cavity like that. We do that now, put the sausage meat in before we use any of the herbs, and we've got rosemary, parsley, coriander and some chopped garlic. I particularly like to put a bit of coriander in because once it's cooked it gives it a nice peppery taste. So we take some of each of this and we mix it on top of the rosemary and we press it in. By pressing it in, it stops it from coming out when you're rolling it. So the garlic, make sure that it's cut nice and thin, and the same again, take some of that and press that into your sausage meat. Now you can use any herbs that you like, but you know we're using traditional herbs that tend to go with lamb, but you know there's nothing stopping you using some sage or other herbs if that's what you prefer. So we put our parsley in, and finally we put some of our coriander in. Now that will hold it in place when we roll it. Now in order to roll it, you take from one end and you just roll into the middle like that, and then just roll over, and there you go. Have to be a little bit careful here because we have got that cut there. And then we're going to roll it. To do that you must have some string. And here then you need to do what's known as a slip knot. So I'm going to show you a slip knot. So simple. You've got one end here, you've got one end there. You need to take the first end and put it over the top of your finger like that. So you've got a cross, like in noughts and crosses. Then you bring that end underneath your finger, and then you've got a loop. You can see the loop there on my finger, and then all you do is take the ends round the other side, bring it through the loop, and there you have got a slip knot. I'll show you that again in a minute. First of all, we need to do another knot to stop this end from slipping out when we tie it up. Now when you tie it up, you pull it back and then forward, back and then forward, and you get it nice and tight. Now I'll show you the slip knot once again. We're going to turn this round that way. We're going to put a string round here, and we do this to stop all your stuffing coming out when you roll the rest of it. So to do your slip knot once again, over your finger, so you've got the cross, then under your finger, and you've got a loop there. You can see the loop. Take this end, the loose end, and put it through your loop there. It will take a bit of practice, but you will get there. And then we make a loop knot just in the end there to secure it when we tighten it up. So tighten it, pull it back, tighten it. Once we've got it tight enough going that way, we can turn it round, and we can put a couple of more here. Here's one that we've already done, and there you go. That is a nice stuffed rolled shoulder of lamb, and this will be beautiful when cooked. To cook this, you would cook it on a slow roast on about 160, and I'd say anything from an hour and a half to 2 hours, with some foil and some water in the dish, taking the foil off the last half an hour just so that it crisps up the outside. Then bring it out, let it settle for 10 minutes, cut off the strings and slice and serve.